Hey guys, I am Shannon. I haven't made a video in a hot minute, but I am back. We are here and we're gonna start things off with like a pretty serious topic for today's video. But with everything that's been going on in the States this week with Donald Trump and the comments that he had made back in 2005 that just surfaced and everyone's talking about.
When you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
I feel like this is kind of a little bit appropriate for right now to talk about. That is not something to take light of ever. That's not something to ever joke about because it is such a serious thing and it's such a traumatic thing to go through that anyone who kind of makes fun of it or makes light of it is just not somebody that should be running a country, first of all. So I'm gonna share my story in hopes that possibly someone else can relate to the things that I went through, or if you are going through a similar situation, that this might encourage you to do something and find a way out of it, or just find some comfort, because having something happen to you, especially not telling anyone about it like I had to go through for a while, and just keeping that to yourself can be the darkest and saddest and most depressing thing to ever go through. So I just hope that no one else has to face anything similar to my story. I'm pretty open about the fact that from the age of 13 to 18 years old, I was sexually abused by my stepfather every single day. It started when I was in grade 8. My mom had just married him a few years earlier because my dad had passed away when I was 9 from cancer. It was something that I didn't think that I could ever tell anyone about because he had put so many lies and had brainwashed me so much to think that if I were to tell anyone that he would hurt me, he would kidnap me, he would take me away. He told me that my family, he would harm them, and he also told me that my family wouldn't believe me, that if I were to tell anyone, like, no one would see it as abuse. People would think that him and I were in a relationship together and that we were having an affair on my mom, and that is the very last thing that I wanted anyone to think. So I just chose to keep it to myself. So that was the hardest thing that I've ever had to do, was to endure that every single day. I reached a moment when I was 18 years old and I was camping with my family, and he wasn't there that day, but the rest of my family was, and I got a moment in my head, and it was the clearest thought that came into my head, and I believe that it was God telling me that, Shannon, today is the day you're gonna tell your mom today. I said, okay, I'm gonna go tell my mom, and I pulled my mom into a vehicle and I told her everything that was going on, and I was so scared she wouldn't believe me, but of course she believed me the second that I told her. She completely believed every word that I said, and she was completely on my side, and I felt silly for not thinking that she would have believed me sooner, but I was so brainwashed by this person that I just had no idea. So luckily I'm in a really good situation where I know that other people aren't necessarily in the same boat when they have the amount of support that I got after I told my mom what happened. But she was obviously somebody that I can talk to. I talk to her about it all the time. It's such an open conversation for us. It was just the most traumatic and scary and horrible thing that I had to go through, and I still like deal with it now, and it makes me emotional. It's just nothing that anyone should make light of, and like, people don't understand when I get mad when people make like sexual assault jokes or rape jokes and things like that, because for me, if people make those jokes, it's a trigger in my mind right away. Like, the second someone jokes about it, then it just brings me back to everything that I had to go through. I had to go through a lot. So just keep that in mind if you are the type of person to make those types of jokes, and know that it's not appropriate, because 1 in 3 women will be sexually abused before the age of 18, and that is ridiculous, and it's something like 1 in 6 men before the age of 18. But I just wanted to make this video to let you know that you are not alone. If this has happened to you and you haven't talked to someone about it, like, find someone to talk to. If it's a school counselor, if it's a teacher, if it's like a close friend. It's the hardest thing to go through on your own, and I know that. So if you can find someone to talk to, that is the best thing that you can do. I have a lot of like strong feelings about what you should do if you are abused, but obviously I can only take from my experience. But go to the police. Like, if you can, if if you can charge this person, if you can get them in prison, or if you can do everything in your might to get this person put away, that, or just get it on the record, or anything that you can do, like, please, I encourage you to do that so badly, because the chances of somebody doing something and getting away with it, the chances are so high that they're gonna go out there and do that to someone else, and that is just not something that I could have ever lived with if I'd known that this was a man walking free, who gets and then goes and does it to someone else, because I know that he did it to someone else before me. So that is just something that I cannot stop encouraging. I also want to say, like, never keep this to yourself, because I think if you have any sort of shame with the assault or abuse that you went through, it's just gonna add shame, and it's gonna add weight to your shoulders. So if you can be open about it, I share my story all the time if people wonder about it or ask questions about it, just because it is such a huge chunk of my life. It's all of my teenage years were spent under this man's control, and it's really shaped me into the person that I am today, which I'm very thankful for. So so I like to share my story, and of course it's something that a lot of people can also relate to. I just want to make this video to let you know that if this has happened to you, you are not alone. This has happened to so many people. We are in this together. If you want to message me, if you want to comment on this video, if you want to, like, contact me on my Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, feel free to message me, share your story. If you want to share your story in the comments, I'll read every single one of them. And everybody's story is different, or if this has happened to a friend or someone that you know, it's very close to everyone, especially women. So I think just sharing my story and getting that out there, if it can even help one person or give someone comfort, then it's worth it. I've done my job. But I hope that you guys have a good week. Tell your mom I say hi, and I will talk to you soon. Love you.